Hey guys, just jumping on with our weekly update. We are just closing out the second week of September. Really like doing these updates because it gives us a little insight into, seeing how the shift is happening for a lot of people. It also kind of validates what's happening for us. So when we look at things as a collective, it makes life make a little bit more sense. So this is why unpacking our stories in life and what's happening for us and what we're going through is so important because it helps us support ourselves, which is, of course, what we're all about. So this week there's been a really big theme in tiredness. You know, that real, you wake up and you feel like you're not being to sleep, or you can't get out of bed, or you just need more rest. So that said, there's like such a big divide in how people's energy are. So there's the people that are still stuck in that real lethargic tiredness, overwhelmed, kind of can't focus, not finding my direction, feeling like life is happening to me, and I'm being battered around, or I take a step forward and then something else happens. And so I've got to reassess. So it's that real shuffle, and there's a real, it's a heavy energy where people are just trying to fight their way out of kind of something to get that freedom and clarity, the spring feeling that we kind of should think we have because it is spring. So you might have been, sick a couple of weeks ago, but your body's still not, met you back with the energy it should have, or the cough has hung around, or, the body aches. And so there's a lot of, it's like that real pushing through. And so you get to the end of the day and you could have napped, during the day. So it's like our energy is draining quicker than we can fill it back up. So, there's a lot of that kind of feeling, and that makes you feel really kind of stuck or frustrated because you actually want to be feeling better and doing more things, but your body's actually holding you back and not letting you. So that's that real emerging kind of pattern that's happening with, a lot of people. But then the divide on the other side is a real shift in people starting to become proactive in different ways. So it's, the waking up, or the moving out, or the doing new things. So it's experiences, or coming back to, connect with people and talk about things and find a new path. A lot of clarity has also been dropping in. So people are revisiting a pattern in their life, but they're seeing it, and they're seeing it for the first time. And so when you see it in a way, you can really step out and then work on it. It's like, why am I going through this, rejection again, or this situation with my boss or in my relationship? And so it's seeing what's happening and finding the clarity, because you can then really anchor in. So people are turning a lot back inwards to explore themselves, to question what's happening, to find out why, why have I got this pattern? What's going on for me? What does it mean? How can I support myself differently? So there's a real shift in us being the ones that want the answers for ourselves, rather than looking at something fixing us from the outside. So I've seen that a lot this year. I mean, it's the year of authentic self. So it is a real turn back inwards to be able to want the answers. And I am seeing that more and more with new general conversations in people, in what people are talking about when they come in, and then what people are personally working on. So I find that, a really insightful way to kind of, for you to check in where you're at. It's like, are you still at that real exhausted stage where, you kind of are overwhelmed and your body's not catching up with what your day is? And that's totally okay. There's no judgment here. It's just interesting to kind of see that shift in what's happening. Or are you in that emerging? So it's like that, we've moved from that real cocoony kind of hibernation stage into the emerging, but we're not emerging the same way after winter. We want more, and we want to understand more, and we want clarity, we want answers, and we want things to make sense. And so when we see a pattern, instead of just being annoyed and frustrated, we're like, I don't want this anymore. I'm going to shift something in here, or I need to find a new way, or a new insight into what's happening so I can swap it or change it. So if that's you, keep going, investigate all the ways that you need to do, reach out if you need insight or help into that. Of course, unpacking life is my absolute specialty and I love it. The clarity that's coming through for people to find their power after, that is happening is such a beautiful thing to watch for a lot of people. So, let's see what next week unfolds and see if more of us keep starting to move into that space, because it's a beautiful way to see people really wanting to, be self-appreciative and self-responsible. And I love it. Remember too, if you have any questions that you want to insight on, shoot me a DM and I'll see if I can cover that for next week as well. So let's see what happens this week and I will, let you all know and hang out with you next week.